So Megyn Kelly came forward and said something about something about Starlight, everybody. Erin Moriarty. Wow, Moriarty, if I can say that 5 times fast. Megyn Kelly came forward talking about her look, her change, how she's. Well, here's what happened. So on her show, she came forward and showed some pictures of her. And this is a bigger discussion than just who Starlight is, who Erin is, and the idea of the Hollywood look. This is what I'll say, because Megyn Kelly came forward and said this whole thing about it's not about that she's objecting to plastic surgery, but she's trying to say that Erin went through plastic surgery and changed her whole look from last year till now. And this has been blown up on the internet today. And I saw this, we have to talk about this, because I've seen her, I watched The Boys. You've seen The Boys, you watched Starlight. Honestly, to me, she's fucking looks great. She looks fucking great. And I think that she does an amazing job acting. And I think she has changed from the past few years. But the pictures that she put up does not look like Starlight, does not look like Erin at all. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think this is a fad that is happening. Plastic surgery has always been a fad in Hollywood. And what Megyn was trying to say is that she did plastic surgery, and she's saying that the youth of America are using more and more plastic surgery, especially in Hollywood, to change their image and manipulate themselves and make them look something different when they're already beautiful. And it's like it's more of a thing that's like mental illness, she's saying. But to me, when people change their image, especially at that young age, I think it comes down to like who you want to be in the future, and you know, and who you feel like you're meant to be. When you're older, that happens, and I think it ruins your look sometimes. But you know what? To each your own. Like, support yourself, love yourself, whatever makes you happy. At the end of the day, that's what it is. But she was trying to call this whole new thing happening in Hollywood, that the younger generation keeps changing it to fit into a mold that Hollywood wants you to be. And she said this about Erin, and Erin came forward and was like, this is not true. She's like, that picture she put out there was from before I could actually be of legal drinking age, and she's now in her 30s. And she's like, that was a long time ago. She's about to turn 30. She's like, a long time ago. I was like 18 when this happened, and that image is wrong. It's not me. But when you see the image, it's like, it feels like it's almost Photoshopped, because I've seen this girl on all The Boys season 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, she doesn't look like this. And she even said, like, she came forward and said, this is harassment, this is becoming false news. That's what people say these days. I just think that the idea that she's putting out there is good. We you know, at certain times, like, don't push it, be yourself, be beautiful. But if you don't feel like yourself, then make yourself feel like yourself. Honestly, at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable in your own body, and don't judge somebody that isn't comfortable. But I don't think that Erin has anything. I think she has just matured. But if she has, then, and she's happy, then good for her. You know, don't make fun of someone's like how they look, their persona, who they are, their presence, because you're mad about it. Be happy for them. That's what I say. But it's a big thing that's blew up online. I want to talk about today because, again, Hollywood has been a thing. It's a stigmata going around that they do plastic surgery to stay forever young, to change their look, and they look fake. I remember when I first went to Hollywood, everyone's like, don't do too much plastic surgery because, you know, you would be fine. Don't become a Botox face. But at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy, do it. Be happy with yourself. Whatever makes you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, I'm happy for you if that does it for you. Like, don't try to stop people from being happy. But anger and hate always happens. And I do think, though, it could be a problem. This is a thing that gets pushed on actors because their agents or their managers say they look a certain way, or Hollywood says that they look a certain way. That's a problem. It's a huge problem. And that's what my conversation is tonight. Not about if she did it, it should not do it. I think she looks great. If the picture, I'll show the picture later that Megyn Kelly actually showed. If that looks like her, not so sure. But that's not what I've seen on TV. End of the day, do what makes you feel comfortable and yourself. That's what I said. Let's go to my panel, though, because honestly, there's a lot of conversation to like put down here and talk about. So I'm going to go to Rachel first on this, because Rachel, hanging out, helping me host tonight, Rachel. What do you think about these comments? Do you think that this is just like going too far? Do you think that this is a problem in Hollywood, or do you think this is just all blown up and it's just the media just trying to make a problem with Hollywood in general, as opposed to just enjoying the entertainment for what it is?
I definitely think it's wrong of Megyn Kelly to point out any one person in particular. I think that's a little pointed. I think there is a larger overall problem with people of all ages getting fad surgeries. So a few years ago, you had Kim Kardashian get the Brazilian butt lifts, and she had her butt brought all up, or filled in, and had that look going. And then everyone else followed suit and got their ass done. And then a couple of years ago, Kim went, okay, now it's time to be skinny. And she dropped a bunch of weight, got the implants removed. So I think people are just dramatically changing their bodies really just too often. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a little bit of Botox, getting a little bit of fillers, getting just some maintenance done. But it's concerning what's going on right now, especially with like the buccal fat removals, these really dramatic permanent changes to these actors' looks. Like I saw a picture of, I know Kelly Osbourne's not an actor, but she is a person in public.
Persona. Yeah.
And she is unrecognizable. She has gotten so much work done, and with the buccal fat removal, she's unrecognizable. And there's been a ton of other celebrities out there. I can't really remember any off the top of my head right now, who just, this gaunt heroin chic look is back, and the super hyper skinny, and it's just.
There was like 6 different celebrities that you and I were looking at that we were going on with the buccal fat removal, like just in the last like 2 weeks. Because it's been horrific how bad those girls are looking with the buccal fat removals.
It ages you really bad, in my opinion. I think it makes you look like,
they look like 15, 20 years older than they are. And young, cute girls that were like adorable that like, I don't even recognize.
It's because a round face isn't the ideal right now. So they're carving in their faces and look really gaunt. And I don't.
Well, that's you.
I think this is going to have a really bad effect on the younger people and public in general, as we see things like Ozempic become trendy, as these buccal fat removals become trendy. It's going to trickle down into the general populace, and it's going to hurt a lot of
it's making people sick. Like the Ozempic is really bad. They're finding they're getting like deathly ill from that. So that's not
some
good.
People. I don't have the medical accreditations to speak on that. So for some people it is useful, but there is definitely an overuse of it.
They've got a great jingle though. Ozempic. I think I'm actually singing the wrong song, but you know.
And I know my generation in particular, growing up in the early 2000s, that same hyper skinny look was in, and a lot of people in my generation developed really bad eating disorders and really bad image issues because of the over photoshopping, which is still a problem to today.
Oh yeah, filters galore.
And today, with cosmetic surgery becoming more and more acceptable, I worry about the impacts this will have.
I think that's something to worry about. Again, like I said, like even before I moved to Hollywood, people would be like, "Oh, don't do too much," and it's slowly become bigger and bigger and bigger these days. Yeah. And like I said, I get like be yourself, but also like. Sometimes I think people get lost in it. And I think that comes down to the pressure of Hollywood a lot of times, and the pressure to be a certain way on camera, the pressure to be like, you know, we get older. That's what happens. Maybe you do some few things, but you know, you have to still be careful to like lose what you look like and maybe go too far. I mean, Jake was a manager for a long time. Jake, did you ever have a moment where you're like had a client or a talent that asked you like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Or did you ever see an opportunity where they're like, or you see somebody, they're like, well, maybe they're doing something too much. Do you feel that pressure is there from your agency or from the people to actually become somebody else they're not and change your persona? Or do you think that this is just blown out of proportion? Oh, we lost you again. Can't hear you.
Sorry, I keep muting myself because.
Oh, it's all good. Get in there.
I think I didn't see too much of it with any of my clients. You know, but I do think that it's there's a part of it that's sad to me because I come from a world and I was raised in such a way that if, you know, don't focus on what the world reflects back to you so much, because that doesn't really matter. It's all about how you feel and what's important to you. And unfortunately, taking into consideration others' feelings towards you is, I think it's an unhealthy balance with how you treat yourself. And I don't know. It makes me sad that people think they need to change their appearance to make somebody else happy, to try and make themselves happy. It's kind of a backwards way of thinking. And, you know, it's never going to go away, you know, and if somebody wants to do it, it's an option for them, so they're going to regardless. I don't think we should make it, illegal or anything, but just. What?
It hurts them though. I think it stops them from just being themselves, and I think a lot of times an actor brings certain elements that other actors don't, and now it kind of changes that world a lot. And if people are putting pressure on them to do this, Jake, isn't that fucked up?
It is. It really is, and it's. Yeah, I don't know. I like you were saying, a little pick me up here and there. If it's one thing, that's one thing. But to completely change everything about yourself because you're just that unhappy, it's the world telling you that you should be unhappy instead of reality.
It's slippery slope.
It is, yeah. And I don't think people should listen to the world. It's doing.
Listen to yourself right here. This is the person right here. Right. This is a person. If this person tells you to do it, okay, fuck everybody else. But if this is not the person, then you got to take a moment, take a breath, and then figure out how you tell those people that's not me, and I will keep pushing for who I am, and my talent and my persona will always persevere and will always shine bigger than what you want. That's what I think.
And it's a delayed gratification. You're looking for those. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead first. I'll jump in after.
No, I forgot what I was going to say.
I was going to say let's not pretend like Hollywood hasn't always been getting plastic surgery. It's just more talked about now. And they're all getting the same surgeries is what the problem is now. Because let's not pretend Joan Rivers had her original face when she died. Like,
oh no, she did not.
So many of these celebrities were getting, or Cher's had a lot of work done, but she looks great. She's all been like
let's not pretend that the youth, trends with beauty stuff haven't been a thing either. Like bad trends with youths and beauty products.
Usually
and
it's not
like
permanent. These trends usually aren't permanent. Like in the 90s, y'all had paper thin eyebrows, but eyebrows grow back. If you get the cheek fat removed, that's not going to come back.
The cheek fat removal, the buccal fat removal is really bad. Like these girls look really bad. And like the one that we're talking about, the girl from The Boys, she looks so much older. Like, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Like the footage that you're showing of her on the show now, she looks like she's aged like 10 years because she's had the buccal fat. She looked gorgeous on that show. But the other thing too, like
back up for everybody. This is a picture she's saying that she looks like now.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize her. I didn't recognize the actress. And the other thing too, like the 10-year-old kids with the Sephora products, they're covering their heads like with the fucking anti-aging products for adults.
Right. Usually hyaluronic acid and all sorts of stuff.
And like that's becoming a whole thing right now too. And it's like we're having an epidemic right now of like youth using anti-aging stuff that they don't need. Like they try to encourage people to use Botox at very young ages to say, oh well,
good question,
it's a preventative for later on. And I'm just like, dude, I'll get that when I'm old, which by the way, I want Botox. I'm 40. Like I want it, but like, I don't want it when I was 30. I didn't need it when I was 30.
But now they have something called baby Botox where 19-year-olds are starting to get Botox. Like it's absurd.
Yeah, it's real.
Babies get Botox.
To address your question, plastic surgery has just become more affordable.
But when babies get Botox, make their butts smoother? Like, what the fuck are you doing Botox for? I'm saying, like, what's up? There's no wrinkles on a baby. I mean, you have baby wrinkles, I guess, that go away in a second. But like, why would babies get Botox?
Back alley Brazilian butt lifts were a huge thing. They were using the cans of like the was it tire filler? They were filling your ass with that. That was a big thing. Yeah.
The injections, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It
was
so
amazing
sad.
what they were filling those girls' asses with. Yeah,
it's the pressure. Yeah, it's like nobody's just accepted for who they are. They got to change it.
Peppy, how do you feel about that?
That gives me agita.
Right.
Yeah, Peppy is like that.
Everyone has identical teeth, and it's weird. And like I know, like I'm not working with the best here. I could do a little bit better, but like people, the identical teeth is weird. The veneers,
but that's an American thing too. Like everybody else in the world does have like not straight normal teeth. Like that's just an American thing. Teeth. So once again, like that's something that we do here.
Like
that
some
no one else
veneers
in the
can
world
look
does.
good. I'm not shitting on veneers as a whole, but like
no. Look at British teeth. You know, like a lot of people make fun of people's teeth in Britain, but I think their teeth are amazing. And the royal family, though, they have the best teeth. That's just something I'm putting out there. But you know what? The thing is, like, you shouldn't matter what your teeth look like, who you are. It's like who you are. It's like just like accept who you are. And then again, there's these pressures on society, and they want you to look a certain way, be a certain thing. And I think that that Hollywood, especially, it comes down to where they feel that pressure. And I think there's people pressuring them, like agents, or maybe just societal norms are making them want to change their persona to be something they're not. And you know what? It doesn't matter a lot of times. You could change everything to look a certain way and still not book that fucking job, because now you're so similar to other people that they're going to book somebody else. You know, I get it. I've gone to auditions out in LA, but in LA again, almost 15 years. And during that time, they'll tell you like, oh, well, your eyes weren't the right color. Or, you know, like, you know, your hair was just a little bit too long, or your eyes are a little bit too separated. Or, you know, it's just the most bullshit reasons why they don't cast you. So that's those kind of personas get into your head, or that kind of like ideologies get in your head. And that makes you like start questioning, how do I change myself? And that's where it becomes a slippery slope where you start doing shit like that. And then you lose who you are and what your brand actually is and what could have actually made you book that fucking role. You know, you can't let the small day player shit fuck you up. It happens all the time. They always do that shit. They're like, oh, it's that one little thing. It's one thing. But you know what? Don't do it. The next thing's even better. That's all I can say about that. And these pressures have been bad. And I agree with all of you. It's been happening for a long time. And I think that we have to end that in order to get past that so people can be themselves and then, you know, be who they are and then be successful.
I don't act and I feel those pressures. Like, I've had work done.
Yeah.
And I deliver flowers. Like, I don't, you know.
You feel
like
pressure.
I still feel,
I just exist and I still feel that pressure. You know, it's like, and I want more work.
Mm-hmm. But Lexi, you're also just trying to find the best you too. Is that society like just making you? There's a part of you too that has to like want it, right? You have to like want to find who you are in a ways, right? That's what I hope, at least
50-50.
50.
Right.
That's, I mean, yeah.
I just wonder if like the more and more you change, does it fulfill that feeling that you need to do it, or does the desire to have more done just grow and grow and grow until it's like it snowballs?
I recognize my marketability. You know what I mean? So in that state,
I think it's a different perspective when it comes to gender affirming.
Yes,
right.
That's a whole different
as well.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was talking about just cosmetic, like.
Well, yeah. Well, even just cosmetically, changing your facial structure and stuff is gender affirming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, Lexi, I'm happy for you, and I think you've been fucking doing a kick-ass job finding who you are and where you're growing to be, and I support you, and I know. Fuck those people if they give you fucking bullshit, because honestly, at the end of the day, you are who you are in here, you know, and everybody else can go suck it. Fuck those people. Honestly, Hollywood causes too much drama, but also, you're right, society does do that to people. And I think that this is something that's blowing up today because, again, these Starlight pictures came out, and I don't know. I've never seen her like that before, so I wonder, like, where those pictures came from. They said that her other picture when she was younger was a year ago, and she said it was older. I don't know, but if she looks like that...
She just had that done. She just had the buccal fat surgery. That's exactly what she did. She's full of shit.
Yeah.
With so many people admitting it, I don't understand what the point of saying you didn't have it done anymore is.
What's the point?
Right.
What's the point, really? It makes no sense to me. And I think that at the end of the day, just own up to it. That's what you want to do it. And also, don't give in to those norms, though. Like, just be yourself. She was very attractive, and she still is very attractive. But I think if that picture is accurate, she doesn't look the same she did before. And I think that she was already, and that was a whole larger thing, that people are losing their beauty by being too insecure by what the society is telling her to do in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very unfortunate, because
she looks like a stripper now.
Yeah, stripper.
Which there's nothing wrong with strippers.
There's no problem. No. Strippers are friends of the show on Cruise Control. That's all I'm saying, you know? If you're
Sex work is real work.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, she looks like, but she doesn't look like Starlight. She looks like a overly tanned, like overly plastic surgery, like stripper. Like, I'm just like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Sure, she's definitely gotten a nose job. She's gotten the buccal fat removal.
She looks like Nightlight. That's what she looks like to me. Are they doing Nightlife?
Yeah, there you go.
I do think Megyn Kelly was way out of line targeting one.
Megyn Kelly was incredibly out of line. She's had more surgery than anybody I know.
Right.
Oh, shit. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Absolutely.
Right.
Look at Megyn Kelly. She's a big pile of fucking plastic surgery. Don't talk shit. But if she wanted to say, hey, this trend of youth getting the buccal fat surgery is not good, y'all need to kind of back off of this.
Calm down. Yeah.
That would be a statement that would be reasonable.
Big statement.
It's not the same as you sitting there and talking shit about young girls getting plastic surgery. You know they're all going to fucking do it. They're in the industry. You did it too. Don't talk shit.
Fuck yeah, Queen. We love you. I love Queen. Just happy to have you here, Queen. But you're right, Lexi. Like, just don't talk shit. Like, be a human being. And, there's a bigger issue here, and I think that it's going to keep happening in Hollywood. And unfortunately, like, there's nothing you can do to stop it. And again, it's just the pressures. It's just the fucking pressure, and people give into it, unfortunately.
In 5 years, when the buccal fat trend is over, all of these people are going to regret having completely changed their faces.
Who am I? It sucks, but this is going down.
The new trend will be puppy cheeks, and then they have to get cheek implants.
Oh God! Rachel, don't say that. Don't say that. I hope that shit doesn't happen to everybody out there. I hope that there's certain people that hold back, because this is a trend in Hollywood and it needs to stop.
Yo, player, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the pep star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.